What is the impact of social media on health, behavior, and relationships in adolescence, and how to moderate its use? Social media refers to the digital platforms that enable users to create, share, and exchange content with a vast online community. With the advent of the internet, social media has emerged as a revolutionary force, transforming the way people connect, communicate, and consume information. Social media is now part of our daily lives. Apps like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or Snapchat are incredibly popular. As an example, in the case of the platform TikTok, according to studies made in 2021, is used by 67% of teens in the US. Therefore, we need to consider that the main users of these apps are teenagers, and we need to take care of what they are looking while navigating on the internet. Social media platforms present numerous benefits, such as fostering connections, self-expression, and knowledge sharing. However, they also pose risks, particularly for young individuals. Cyberbullying is a significant concern, as it can result in emotional trauma and harm. Additionally, the polished and often unrealistic portrayals of others' lives on social media can lead young users to feel inadequate, anxious, and less confident about themselves. The constant comparison with seemingly perfect lives can take a toll on their self-esteem. As such, while social media brings opportunities, it's essential to address and mitigate these potential negative effects on adolescents' well-being. Advocates of social media, particularly Facebook, argue that it can positively impact the mental health of adolescents. They believe these platforms serve as valuable tools for creating a sense of belonging within a community and providing support to young users. According to a study by Stevens, quoted in The Dark Side of Social Media by Jessica Pavica et al., it was found that having a larger number of Facebook friends was associated with a greater perception of social support. This support network, in turn, can contribute positively to the well-being of young individuals. The convenience and ease of communication offered by social media platforms like Facebook can facilitate connections and interactions, offering a virtual support system that may be particularly beneficial for adolescents who might find it challenging to seek support in traditional settings. However, it's essential to be aware of potential negative aspects associated with online social networks, such as the already mentioned cyberbullying and a new term called catfishing. As it is very known, cyberbullying involves harmful behavior, while catfishing revolves around deceptive online identities. To safeguard adolescents from mental and physical harm, parents should supervise their online content and ensure they engage with positive and uplifting materials. Negative experiences like cyberbullying can significantly undermine the positive effects of social support and connectedness on social media, ultimately leading to increased stress, reduced psychological well-being, and potential physical health problems. Robert Modrzynski's research on the problematic use of social media explains various forms of cyberbullying, such as posting negative comments, sharing private messages without consent, spreading false information, sending offensive messages, and excluding individuals from friend groups. He emphasizes that a significant number of teenagers, especially girls, become victims of cyberbullying, with estimates of 20% to 40% experiencing it in Europe. Despite social networking sites taking a stance against violence and harassment, effectively addressing cyberbullying remains challenging. A UK survey showed that 91% of reports made by victims of cyberbullying and all kinds of threatening had resulted in no actions being taken, highlighting the complexities and impunity in combating cyberbullying. The negative impact of cyberbullying includes psychological distress, increased stress levels, low self-esteem, and various other harmful consequences for the affected individuals. Therefore, we need to understand the importance and sensibility of social media apps to prevent cyberbullying effectively. Another significant concern that demands our attention is catfishing, as examined in the same study conducted by Gilor et al., quoted in Modrzynski's article, which states that catfishing can take various forms, ranging from enhancing one's appearance to intentionally manipulating others for personal gains. The issue with catfishing lies in the fact that adolescents may encounter such deceptive situations while using social media platforms. Unfortunately, due to the vulnerability of young individuals, past incidents have demonstrated the severity of this problem. For instance, there was a distressing case in California where a former police officer allegedly engaged in catfishing to deceive a 15-year-old teenager, leading to the tragic murder of 3 members of her family. Following a pursuit, the suspect was eventually shot in the desert. This case serves as a stark illustration of the perils associated with online catfishing, underscoring the urgent need for raising awareness about online safety, particularly for children and teenagers. By acknowledging these risks and educating young users about safe practices on social media, we can better protect them from potential harm. It also represents how kids, because of their innocence and inexperience, are more susceptible to be engaged by people pretending to be someone else, which puts them in a very high risk. Addressing these issues related to the unsupervised use of social media among adolescents is of paramount importance, especially considering anxiety's prominence as the second leading cause of psychiatric disorders. A study published in the Cyberpsychology, Behavior, and Social Networking journal sheds light on the anxiety-inducing nature of social media interactions. The research, predominantly involving female undergraduate students in the United States, found that close to half of the participants experienced anxiety when receiving friend requests on Facebook, leading to delayed responses. This finding emphasizes the emotional toll that such online interactions can have on young users. Another notable study, discussed in Pavika's work, explored the correlation between an individual's social network size and the incidence of upper respiratory infections, URI, among undergraduate college students. Surprisingly, the researchers discovered that a larger social network was significantly associated with a higher rate of URI. This suggests that the stress and pressure related to maintaining a wide social circle on social media may have implications for physical health as well. The impact of social media on adolescents, especially young women, in terms of beauty standards and body image expectations is a concerning issue closely associated with depression, stress, and anxiety. The article Social Media Effects on Young Women's Body Image Concerns, Theoretical Perspectives and an Agenda for Research delves into this topic, revealing how social media negatively affects young women's perceptions of their bodies. The prevalence of idealized beauty standards, particularly thinness, on these platforms leads to constant comparisons and body-related concerns among teenagers. The article references a study by Levine and Chapman, which discovered around 400 websites promoting eating disorders like anorexia and bulimia. These issues have been significantly impacting young women for an extended period and require urgent attention and resolution. One alarming case is that of Eugenia Cooney, a YouTuber who shares her extreme thinness. Unfortunately, she has become a role model for some teenagers who suffer from eating disorders and aspire to resemble her. Syed Abdul's survey in 2013 reveals that YouTube videos promoting anorexia were preferred by viewers compared to informative videos about the health consequences of such disorders. This highlights the urgency of prioritizing adolescents' well-being and promoting healthier attitudes towards body image and mental health in the digital platforms. Another negative effect of this uncontrolled use of social media among teenagers is the use of digital devices before bedtime or during the last 30 minutes before falling asleep has become a crucial factor affecting the physical and mental health of addicted users. A study titled Social Media Use Before Bed and Sleep Disturbance Among Young Adults in the United States, a nationally representative study, conducted by Jessica Levinson et al., delved into the impact of social media use before sleep on sleep disturbance among young adults in the United States. The research findings revealed a clear link between engaging in social media activities before bedtime and experiencing higher levels of sleep disturbance. Approximately 67% of the participants reported difficulties falling asleep or waking up during the night due to their social media use. The study identified the 30 minutes leading up to bedtime as a critical period, with increased social media usage during this time significantly contributing to sleep disturbances. Interestingly, the authors also noted that college students often used social media during the day to procrastinate or avoid completing their schoolwork and other tasks. As a result, These unfinished responsibilities accumulated and negatively impacted sleep quality when individuals attempted to address them during the nighttime. One of the most sensitive and alarming negative effects of social media on adolescents is its influence on suicide-related content. In the article, Suicide on YouTube, Factors Engaging Viewers to a Selection of Suicide-Themed Videos, the authors delve into how social media platforms, particularly YouTube, can inadvertently engage viewers with suicide-related content. The World Health Organization's reported suicide rates, with individuals between the ages of 15 and 29 being the most affected, highlight the severity of this issue. Tragic cases like that of Molly Russell, a British teenager who took her own life after being exposed to suicide-related content online, serve as poignant examples of the impact of such content on vulnerable young minds. While platforms like YouTube have policies against self-injury or violent content, effectively controlling and filtering out all suicide-related content poses significant challenges. This difficulty arises from various factors, including the presence of the word suicide in unrelated contexts, making it challenging to identify and address harmful content accurately. The study discussed in the article reveals that a significant portion of suicide-related content on YouTube includes explicit illustrations of suicidal methods. Shockingly, only a small percentage of such content requires age verification, making it easily accessible to young viewers who may be at risk. Indeed, while there are negative aspects of social media use among adolescents, it is essential to recognize that social media itself is not inherently bad. Restricting social media entirely can have its own set of negative consequences. Instead, striking a balance and employing appropriate mediation strategies is crucial for fostering responsible digital behavior and protecting young and vulnerable users. The article, Fancying the New Rich and Famous? Explicating the roles of influencer content, credibility, and parental mediation in adolescents' parasocial relationship, materialism, and purchase intentions, published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology, explores the effectiveness of two mediation approaches to protect adolescents in their social media usage: active mediation and restrictive mediation. Active mediation involves parents actively engaging in open discussions with their children about appropriate content and behaviors on social media. By taking an active role in guiding and supervising their children's online activities, parents can help their adolescents develop responsible digital habits and make informed choices online. On the other hand, restrictive mediation refers to setting limits on the activities and time spent by adolescents on social media. This may include restricting access to certain platforms or imposing time constraints to manage their online engagement. In the same article, research on children's understanding of TV advertising indicates that active mediation fosters children's comprehension of advertising, while restrictive mediation reduces such comprehension. This finding suggests that actively engaging with adolescents and discussing social media content and behaviors can be more effective in promoting responsible usage, compared to simply imposing restrictions. As we can see, the increasing addictive nature of social media among adolescents is causing significant harm to their body image, as they strive to emulate influencers, and exposes them to manipulative and unregulated content, including explicit material and the glorification of suicide. In light of these concerns, it is crucial to advocate for moderation in adolescents' social media usage and emphasize active parental involvement in mediating and understanding their children's online activities. Restrictive mediation may not be the most effective solution, given teenagers' tendency to be drawn to forbidden things. Therefore, we need to go for a balanced approach that involves demanding content review and age restrictions to safeguard young individuals from the potential negative effects of social media. This approach seeks to strike a balance between allowing adolescents to benefit from social media's positive aspects, such as connection and communication, while protecting them from the harmful consequences of excessive and unregulated usage. A collaborative effort is essential to create a safer online environment for adolescents, involving parents, educators, policymakers, and social media platforms themselves. Initiating this effort at home is a crucial step, with parents taking an active role in moderating the content their kids have access to and monitoring their usage. Locally, in Wichita, We can also collaborate with government agencies such as the Department of Education or the Department of Health to develop guidelines and policies that promote healthy social media habits among adolescents. By working together, we can empower adolescents to utilize social media responsibly and ensure their well-being while they can still enjoy the advantages that social media brings us.